Yeah, hi, what's up? Today is the 23rd of July. Time is 7:18 p.m. So I'm basically done with work for the day. I think today was good. I ticked off 5 out of 6 of my tasks and it went well. Some things may not have gone as planned, but despite the fact that as we speak, I really don't have internet connection on my with my provider. I was able to use another service provider to achieve some things. I was able to at least record content today. I had a nice chat with my junior brother, and then it was pretty interesting. We kind of I like the fact that we are working towards a kind of shared vision. The irony of it is that he said we might end up being the African Tate brothers. I knew Tate before all of this is happening right now, so I think yeah, Tate. We don't have problems seeing ourselves as the African Tate, but on the other hand, it sounds like the same thing because if you look at Andrew Tate's true intention, I don't know, I may be wrong, but I feel like I think it's pretty obvious that he really, really means what he says. That he does things actually to help other men, and if you listen carefully, it makes sense. So I digress. This morning, I'm on a break from gym. Yesterday, I slept by 12 a.m. and magically, my body doesn't just know how to sleep beyond 4 a.m. But the irony now is that I shifted my alarm from 4 to 5 because I noticed that I have some tasks to get done by 9, 8, 9. So I might as well just shift my sleep time to an hour ahead and my wake up time to an hour ahead. Like I said, my body just wakes up by 4 a.m. by itself, no alarm. I kind of see myself rolling and rolling for about 20, 30 minutes. And when I'm done rolling, I get up and go to my system. I start working because, like I said, um, that was what got me there. That's something I like to do. Make sure I clear a couple of big tasks. So today I woke up with the intention of just going to work and then hitting my table. Then, so the first thing I do when I wake up is turn my phone off airplane mode just to see if there were emergencies while I was sleeping. Yeah, it's an emergency. I'm sleeping. And then I think my sleep is already bad. I don't expect any emergency call to make it worse. So I turn my phone on. It was from my partner who says he's on the way to he wants me to follow him to the gym. Today is his first day at the gym. And I'm like, of all the days in this life, it is the second day of my rest. You decide to bring me out of the rest. Okay, so I was like, no problems. You can come over. So I just put on my gym gears and met him downstairs, went to the gym. I basically put him through his chest workouts. Yeah, I think he loved them. And then it's the fact that I think one thing I'm also grateful for is that I think if he is consistent and working out for this 1 hour, you might prove a point I'm trying to make that as a beginner, you can work out for 1 hour and have good results. So he himself told me that he's following a protein-based diet. That is without me asking. And we're going to be working out for about 50, 45 minutes every day, 5 days a week. I mean, we already swim. We swim on Fridays or maybe sometimes weekends, Saturday, Sunday. So I think that will help with cardio. But I think today's workout session was good. He did. I did not work out because I told him that my body's on a break intentionally. My body's on a break. I don't want to stress it. And he understood. So we put him through. He kind of he enjoyed it. I started with very little weight because first time, and then he actually did better than a lot of guys who are bigger than him. When I say bigger, I don't mean muscular. I mean taller than him. They have much more weight than him. He did absolutely better. He benched about 40 kg. Yeah, I've seen people who are bigger than him who have to start with the rods alone, only the rods. So he did 40. with the cables, he did 20 on each side. He did 20 on each side. So I assume that he's going to be working out with me. And then that means I have like two other people working out with me. Eh, I think I need to start charging what do you call it? Trainer fees, because I mean I'm giving out a lot of value here. But regardless, I'm doing my thing. I'm not going out of my way to train anybody. I think if it works for him, I'm sure just document my journey and show people the kind of workouts I do that's giving people results. That's giving people results and everything. So today, while I was not gymming, I was able to like take a step back to observe other people at the gym, because when I'm working out, I'm in this zone. Sometimes I work out without earphones. Just keep going, and then yeah, just keep going, because I'm working now with workouts, routines, and time. So I'm heavily timed, heavily working out. And then I kind of observed that we have a lot of attractive girls at that gym. I'm sorry, I've always known this, but like I said, focusing now. But on the other hand, I ask myself, should I really approach these girls? Um, then I was thinking, I have a lot of girls that I've spoken to, I have approached, very attractive ladies. But trust me, when it's time to work, it's time to work. I barely have time to follow up. Probably have at least, I not this is not to brag or something. I probably have like, I'm very sure before I started recording, because my recording is scheduled. I had about four girls who have messages that I'm to respond to like after the recording. I ask myself, is it worth adding more? Is it worth it? Adding more? Now, I may not want to go into the details on on what these girls do, but just assume that we are friends. Don't read any other meaning to it. Do not read any other meaning to it. So I just like embraced it, because I just, like I said, saw how beautiful they were, and like I said, super interesting. It was nice to see. Then got there, came back, because like I came back from work today. I came back from the gym today. Had my shower, going straight to the laptop. I started working. I had like achieved some tasks before the network got cut out, but it was well. It was very good. Like I felt like that's ideal. Coming back, feeling pumped, zero distractions, and having those clear tasks to just hit. Because I realized that anytime I come from the gym, yes, I'm pumped, but I feel this dip in energy, slight dip. Sometimes if I just give myself 30 minutes to scroll on social media, end it, jump in the shower, go to my desk, and sometimes I take a 20 minutes nap sometimes, but I came back full, full of energy. Don't put some tasks, tick, and everything. So I also had this meeting with like a potential client that is well connected in like the industry. And then it's almost like he might become a partner in some of my business, in some dealings. I really feel like this guy has potential to unlock a lot of things for me and my business. So, and I think while after I was done with like some of the tasks, a major task I had today was researching content, not really researching per se, but consuming content so I know what to talk about when I turn on the camera. And today's topic, I spoke about um, long-term versus short-term thinking, and how I almost fell for my desires, basically, on things that I thought that I need. So I really enjoyed that, because then I also watched a video from Rick Rubin about creativity, which I think I watch almost every day to completely shape my idea on this concept of creating content. Because I've been wondering that this idea of creating does not really come from the head. It comes from the heart. Because please mind you, I'm a spiritual person. I'm kind of becoming a more spiritual person. Is when you create something from the heart, that's something that comes from God. Now, when I say God, I'm not referring to like the God of the Christian Bible or the Jewish God. No, it comes from consciousness, from divine consciousness. That is why, and it's the ideas they come, they expressed through you. They are not for you really, because anytime I sit down and look at Steve Jobs' work, because Steve Jobs was somebody who was heavy in this spirituality game, I got to realize that Steve Jobs knew some things that came to him in form of imagination, but like I was not in Steve Jobs' head, but seeing the things that he knows that he or that he's doing completely gives me this idea that he knew exactly what he was doing. He was led by the Spirit. And another evidence is, have you ever noticed that you have an idea for something, magically that idea gets executed by somebody else who you have never known in a different location? That's because God needed that time, needed that idea at that time. He asked you for that idea, but he said, no, I'll push it up because it's not the right time. That's why I have a lot of content ideas. But I kind of understood that since it is supposed to be about me creating, I should be able to turn on my phone, flip the camera, but I'm about to get like a mirror, flip the camera and record the content. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, if I put my audience goal into context, it is more like I'm documenting my journey. These are the things that I'm discovering. These are the things that I learned today. So it's not about, oh, this is what you should do in your life. No, this is what I did in my life. And it could help you, hopefully, if it's valuable. If it's valuable, it could help you. Now that is where I said I need that creation is powerful. It's not about content creation, because I have a business, a startup, and a lot of ideas ring in my head. A lot of these ideas. Even when I don't need them, forgive me for that. Even when I did not need them, it just flooded into my head. And I have to act on I feel I just write them down. Sometimes I don't write them down. If the idea keeps coming up to me when I am not looking for it, I know that that's a sign from God that I have to work on it. And what makes it easier or better is the fact that what makes it easier is when you have a goal you're working towards, you constantly visualize that goal, you believe that goal, you are drenched in that goal. Then over time, over time, you begin to see life unfold itself just for your sake. Now, like I said, um, everything's like clicking to me, and that is why I said Steve Jobs has this saying that you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards, and hoping that at the end of the day, all of the dots connect. They all come together. They all make sense. Because that is what we want from life. Really, really. So, I mean, I like this idea that I'm just creating, I'm letting everything flow through me. I am not having to like sit down and write some things down. I'm just documenting my journey, my daily activities. And some thoughts that come up in my head once in a while, I say it out. Say them out. So I feel like somehow I'm led to just say them out. Today I think I had a vision. I had a vision that I was, because Nigerians are quote unquote very religious, but our religion is not working in our favor. And so I have this idea that I'll be preaching about spirituality, attracting a very large audience about spirituality, not as a way of not as a way of expressing because I am told to do it. So I really don't know. It just popped into my head. I've been popping in my head recently, where I see myself talking to like a very large audience about spirituality. So spirituality is not about Christianity or Hinduism. It's about everything. And at the same time, at the same time, there's a concept of the way by, I think, Miyamoto Musashi. I'm not sure I got the name correctly, the guy that wrote the Dokoto and the Book of the Five Rings. And it says, when you know the way, you see it reflect everywhere. So some people call it Zen, the Zen of life. I know several times I've told you I don't have any religion to sell to you, but for some various reasons, there's a reason Zen Buddhism stood out to me. Because I didn't plan to sell the religion to you. I won't tell you what's how it resonated with me, but that name is Zen. I think I'm going to do a lot of things with it, Zen. So I see myself basically spreading the message of Zen, and people being interested in that message. So on the other hand, I would say I saw a draft from one business proposal that I have been looking into. It looks very, very juicy. It looks like it will make me stop picking up side projects from people, because I have this client. I have this client who I have delivered his work, but for some very strange reasons, he tries to hold my balance because he's afraid that the project will not work. So if your project doesn't work, does that mean I don't get paid? So what I want to do now is, I sent him a message over 7 days now. His server is going to expire, and I told him I cannot renew that server knowing that he have not paid my money. So after all, I'm grateful that he has paid me enough for me to pay off my subcontractors. But like I told him, I will not allow this service to continue, because I've delivered this project for about 3 months, and I'm not begging for money because I don't beg. I work hard enough to make sure I don't beg anybody. But it has made me look stupid in the eyes of my contractors. So it's either of two things. He can't even take me to court. Like, for what? He's basically owing me money. He's ignoring my messages. He's giving me cock and bull story for a service that I have delivered on a contract that he agreed to. Talking about how I caused is a delay in his project. I said, I don't care. I don't care. I've delivered for 3 months. If you don't have the finances, you should have started the project in the first place. So I think I would pull out my support until he pays in full. In full. And I won't even listen to anything, because what will he do? Arrest me? It's a civil case. It's not a criminal case. I did not steal it. It's just he's the one that's owing me money and refusing to pay me. So as far as I have this thought on the other side, the only reason this service has stayed for about 3 months is I had a thought on the other side that said maybe I should understand him. But after I've come to realize that no, he can afford it. He's just trying to be wicked. So I feel it's best I cut him off. That is, he pays me after paying me. I might as well cut him off, or he'll look for a new developer. I will make sure I hand over the project to him, and I have nothing to do with him anymore. It's just he's one that made me realize that for the first half of the year, no, for the first 3 months, for the first 3 months, I was on his projects morning, afternoon, nights. Affected my own projects, my own startup, me creating content, because I was stressed a lot of the time. They kept on making insane demands, and it's because I have this idea of making the customer as happy as possible. But no, there's some people you can never make happy. And I discovered this when I realized that he was going to go and compare his application with the application of banks. He was going out there to compare his application with the application of people who have 1,000 times more resources than him. 1,000 times. And then coming back to lay all of those insecurities on me. So it's like I said, I think I'm letting him go as a client. I'm feeling this sense of relief, and then like I said, I'm putting on my support, and by doing so, I'm fully aware that his data will be deleted because he cannot renew the server, and I withdraw my support because I cannot afford to support him. He can afford the server, but can't afford my support. I'm like, for what? That's an insult. So I assume that until he pays me fully, he can get back his service, but his data I'm not responsible for, because I don't have access to it. I don't read his data, so neither would I have support to help him download and give it to him. I've given him a warning about, I think, about 5 days now. So he has 7 days to hit to it, and that's all. So I'm doing this because I know that if you want to go and report me, I'll say, please, you read the evidence there. You refuse to pay my money, so go to court. Go to court. One thing for sure is you can't go to court. That's why I really love Nigerians. We like to settle a lot of things out of court. The court system doesn't really work. Even though it works, it is to my advantage because I have delivered this project. And I'm grateful that. I'm super grateful that I have that integrity in me, despite the fact of growing up in an environment where it's easy to take advantage of anybody. But no, I chose to hold on to that integrity because in real life, like, I have principles. And an example of this principle is I know on my deathbed, I lived a life of honor. I may not have pleased everybody, but I know I lived a life of intentional honor. I held character, I held principles. So I think I've been talking for I don't know how many minutes because I just speak my mind. I just let the thoughts flow through me, get in the mood. Sometimes I do 20 minutes, sometimes I do 10 minutes. So I think I'm enjoying the process now because I am getting better in my speech. My voice is getting deeper. I'm feeling a better sense of fulfillment. So that's all. Thank you very much for tuning in. Talk to you soon. Bye for now. By the way, I don't know what streak this is, but all I can say is I'm grateful for the fact that I've kept it on going. Talk to you soon.